welcome to my studio. Today we're working on this really cute, really fast bulb ornament. We're going to use a styrofoam pumpkin that you've had left over, or if you have a bigger one that you want to recycle, it's a great project to use it for that. So let's get started. For this project, this actually cost me less than a couple dollars, and I think almost everything I recycled. So on this one, I did silver underneath my blue, and I just left a little plastic stem and stuck a little pipe cleaner in there. This is such a simple project. If you were at the thrift stores, or if you had some old pumpkins that had no more life to them, you could make them bigger like that. Like on this guy, you just get rid of his stem. I'm going to make a lid for it, and this is a Carrick cup, and you could use that. You can use an old spray bottle lid, you can use a little container, yogurt, anything that's the size you want it. So I spray painted this with gold paint, and I am going to stick in, this is actually glitter rope, but again, you could use your pipe cleaner if you wanted to. And I used gold on this because I wanted this just to be a little bit different than my other one. And I'm just going to cut that kind of where I think the hanger should be and stick that down in there nice and tight. And just put a nice hook in it. Now these may be a little bit hard to manipulate. You may like the pipe cleaner better. That's up to you, whatever look you think you're going to like. Now my pumpkin, some of the Dollar Tree pumpkins are more foamy than others, and some of them have kind of a layer over them, more protective layer, and that's the kind you want. So you can spray paint them. This one I spray painted red because I wanted to use some Christmas garland, and this again is a recycled item that I had from something else. So I'm going to be using that on my ornament. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this onto my pumpkin. And this doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to cover it up with a round from our garland here. So, play with that later. And I'm just going to start hot gluing this, and they don't have to be next to each other. You also can buy your garland at the Dollar Tree. I've got these about an inch apart because they come back and go both ways. So it also depends on how much garland you have. If you didn't have as much, you may want to do it closer together. And I'm going to make that first row up real close to that part there. And you could use, if you couldn't find the pumpkin that has a layer over it and it was melting, then use a low temp glue gun. You would just have to do a smaller section at a time so that it didn't cool off, and there's nothing wrong with that. So now that we have that right about there, we talked about having this about an inch down, so I'm going to take that about an inch down, and I am just going to continue working this way until I get to where the pumpkin sits, and I'll show you what I mean by that. We're not going to do it in the area that the pumpkin sits so that we have a smooth surface and we don't have it so it sits nice and good. So I've come, and the way to test if you're done, if it doesn't show and it looks good, we're just going to cut it there. And you might want to kind of bend that wire so nothing slides off, or put a little bit of glue on that end. That'll help keep that all in place. And we are finished with the bottom part of that. And see, isn't that super fast and easy? I did see a couple of places that I skipped too much and I had some color showing through. I should have done it just a little bit tighter, but all I'm going to do is just come back in and put a little patch in that area. So don't feel, I always leave things like this in my videos because if I do it, chances are somebody else is going to do it. So I always try to leave that so that you know how to fix that. But see, you can't even tell. But isn't that really, really cute? Simple and inexpensive. So if you wanted to hang it on a tree, go ahead and do it all the way at the bottom. That's another thing my husband brought up. But to me, these are decorations and they are weatherproof. They can go outside. There's nothing no reason they can't. So that's how I'm going to display mine, is outside. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a great time. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our videos so that we continue to bring you more. Have a Merry Christmas.